following show contains adult content. It's not our intent to offend anyone, but we want to inform you that if you are a child under the age of 18 or get offended easily, this next show may not be for you. The content, opinions, and subject matter of these shows are solely the choice of your show hosts and their guests, and not those of the Entertainment Network or any affiliated stations. Any comments or inquiries should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for listening.
Sitting down and designing, where every man in a thinking, what are we gonna be wearing? Yo, I'm a Liverpool MC, you can't test me. Big up the girls inside the party, let's get down to crazy Jimmy. Big up myself, the known as Alfie, the one and only, the Turkish MC.
Always love the clothes of Jimmy.
Bitch, I'm your wanna be, Jimmy Star's new celebrity.
We'll take you out to Jimmy Star's.
Hey ho, what's up everybody? Welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, bringing you the good times in music, fashion, pop culture, and entertainment. We got an exciting show for you guys today. Before we get started, let me introduce my cool, outrageous man about town co-host, Mr. Ron Russell.
Howdy, folks. How you doing out there? I'm glad you came in to see our show. I'm Ron Russell at Jimmy Star. I'm getting ready for Saturday night to go to the Madame Tussauds Halloween Ball. I'm going as a cowboy. Yeah, that's why I didn't shave. You see, I want to look rugged, like I was out in the desert for days in the sun and the sand. Look at him. He ain't nothing. Look,
I got monsters on because we have a monster guy coming on.
Anyway, let's get on with
so you guys, it's Halloween Hotness.
This show was so boring I could sleep all the time.
Halloween/hotness.com, you guys, if you want to donate to St. Jude's. It's for a good cause to treat childhood cancer. It's at Madame Tussauds. They added a bunch of new stars, including
Tussauds. No Tussauds. There's a D at the end. Even though it's French, there's no brevet.
Okay, that doesn't
so
matter.
It's Tussauds.
Tussauds. And we have, they added a bunch of great new guests, you guys. Costas Mandylor from the Saw movies is there.
Eric Roberts,
who's been on our show. Actually, a lot of the people that are guests have been on our show, so it's going to be exciting, and we're looking forward to it. What's up, chat room?
So how do I look as an 83-year-old cowboy?
Terrific. They said they love Rob's cowboy outfit, is what it says.
I could play a cowboy. I'd like to. I've never played. No. Well, I've never played a cowboy.
You've been on a horse, though.
Oh, I've been on a horse, yeah, but I never played. Yeah, you're right.
For that TV series.
Sarah.
That was a cowboy show,
wasn't it? With Brenda Vaccaro. Yeah, that was a television series at Universal. And we were on horses. But I never really played a cowboy. You know, shoot 'em, knock 'em down kind of a. I mean, I don't know. Maybe if I had a mustache or something evil. I don't know.
We want to welcome B. Claudia just joined us.
Hey, BB.
Hey, B. Sorry you're not feeling well. She had
What's wrong? She's pregnant?
No, she had dental surgery and her
maybe
mouth's all messed
she
up.
was pregnant.
No, she's not pregnant. Don't say things like that. Anyway, what's up, B? We hope you're feeling better. Sending love your way. And Hollywood Hotness. And then Friday night, you guys were going to the Bloodthirst premiere. It's the Mahal Brothers, starring lots of people that have been on our show and some that haven't.
Vampire.
Costas Mandylor is in it. BJ Mezek is in it. Alyssa Dowling, Sheriff French, Robert Lasardo, and Tara Reid.
We're having dinner with BJ tonight and his fabulous wife, Shelley, who I'm crazy about. You know, she's the Julianne Moore lookalike.
Yes.
And I always have fun with her. So we're looking forward to having dinner with the both of them this evening.
Yep. And we got two great guests, you guys, coming on today. Our first guest is composer Brian Keene. He's a Grammy winner. He's a Emmy winner. And he's also, lots of his films have been nominated for Academy Awards, where he's been a composer. So he's really cool. Never met him before, but hopefully we're going to have a great time. And our second guest is coming back for the third time. He was on once before Ron came on, once last year. His name's Tyler Mane. He's a big star in the horror world. He also plays Sabretooth in the X-Men movies. He's really fun, and he's launching at Kickstarter.
He's such a tough guy. He's so frightening. He's so scary. when he comes on the show. Watch me destroy him. I'll have him shaking and peeing
yeah.
in his diapers.
I think he's about 6'8". He's like
I
a
don't
huge
care,
dude.
6'8". You think I care about 6'8"? I give him one shot in the face, I'll knock him right out.
Yeah.
Hey, don't fool around with me. I'm from Brooklyn, baby. We got tough.
Some of the other
kids.
films too, you guys. He's been.
Don't you forget about it. Don't play with me, baby. I'll knock him off on the show.
He was also one of the big guys in that movie Troy, that Brad Pitt
He
Roman
don't
movie.
scare me.
He's not supposed to scare you.
Yeah, I know. He comes on with that face like he's
The
so
Scorpion
tough.
King.
Meanwhile, what's his shoe size?
I don't know, probably like 14.
You're so naive, Jimmy. You don't know what shoe size means.
Yeah, I know.
Among guys, we have a thing about shoe size. We don't say your wang size. We say shoe size.
Anyway.
I bet his shoe size is a 5.5.
Yeah, right. Anyway, I'm super excited.
I
He's
can't
coming
wait
on,
for
you
him
guys.
to come on. I'm going to destroy
No, you're
him.
not gonna destroy
He
it.
ain't going to know what hit on that big sissy Mary. Watch. What? He thinks he's going to scare me with that
He's not supposed to.
that
scare
tough
you.
face he plays. Get out of here.
He's a super cool guy, you guys. We're gonna have a lot of fun. He's an icon.
I
in the
really
world
like
of
him a
horror.
lot.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a lot of
I
fun.
really do. That's why I'm playing with him. Because you know what they say? I remember my mother always said, beware of my indifference. And I believe in that. If you don't tease somebody, you don't care about them. I only tease the people I care about because it's fun. It sort of bonds a friendship better. So don't misunderstand when I say these things. I don't mean them, of course. It's all theater.
So we also want to say Hub Reynolds joined us. Hey, Hub, how you
Hubby,
doing?
I feel bad for
So
Hub.
sorry about the loss of your cat.
He lost his pussy, and it's sad because he really loved that little kitty cat. Now you'll just have to go out and find some other pussy.
That's not a nice way to joke about it. I guess
I'm
I'll
not
make him laugh.
joking. It's a cat. It's a pussy.
Yeah.
Didn't you ever see Are You Being Served, the English TV show? Well, the woman there used to always talk about her pussy, which was her cat.
I think that's
And
funny.
it was a very funny show. Everybody waited for her to make her pussy comments. Of course, dirty minds thought that pussy meant something else. But Hub and I know that I don't have a dirty mind. But Hub, go out and get another pussy. You'll feel better.
That's hilarious.
I'm serious because God forbid anything ever happened to Astro after I come out of a coma and a stroke and I kill myself, then I would get another one.
I like love
But
it.
I couldn't deal with the fact if I ever lost Astro, I'd have to hang myself.
But Tester had a little haircut yesterday. We cut the hair on his face yesterday. So
I cut his head. I gave him a crew cut. Now he looks like a Marine.
he's cute though. He's adorable.
He's so cute. Look at him looking at me. I mentioned his name. Dogs are so smart. But really, Hub, I'm sorry about your cat. I really am, because you really wrote about it like he was your buddy.
Absolutely.
And it's sad, Hub. But that's what happens with animals. They don't live long enough. You know, I know some people that should drop dead now. They've lived on the planet too long because they're mean, rotten, no good dogs. People, not dogs. And animals should replace those ugly people. Those bad people should drop dead. And animals should replace them with long lives. Because, you know, I always promote rescuing a pet. If you are elderly, alone, and your kids don't call you and friends don't call you, and you're just very sad, I suggest you get down to the pet place and adopt a pet. If you adopt a dog, you will live longer. It's a proven fact, scientific fact. Old people, if they have pets, they live longer because you have somebody to talk to, somebody to hug. And it not like Astro. When I go to bed at night, guess where he is? Curled under my chin. His head is here. And he curls right up under my neck. And I can't sleep if he's not there. I've gotten so used to him being underneath my chin. It's a great comfort to feel that breathing of the dog. And you know what's really cute? He does this, as I do, and then he goes, So we both love each other.
So,
Adopt a pet, please. They need a good home. And you need to have the love of a pet.
so I want to thank everybody for the birthday and anniversary wishes. Everybody commented
Yes.
about I got the Chucky family. So
Yes.
now I've got a bunch of Chuckies, but now I have Tiffany and Glenn also.
Right.
And we had a great birthday, a great anniversary. So thanks everybody.
10 years married, and none of you listened to me when I said, send me some money to divorce this son of a bitch. But nobody sent any money. So I guess you don't want me to divorce him. So I guess I'll stay married to him. I mean, what am I going to do? At my age, you might go out, look for somebody. Oh, I do have a couple after me. Did you know there's somebody on my Facebook that's crazy about
There's
me?
always somebody on your Facebook
No, he's
crazy
crazy.
about
He
you.
wants to go out with me. I said, but I'm with Jimmy. He said, I could change that. I said, I doubt it. He said, yes, give me a chance. Could you believe
Yeah.
that at my age? My age? I got some, and the guy is not bad looking. He might be about 45 years old. I want him to know I don't have any money. So if you're looking for an old John to keep you, go with this one.
Actually, everybody's talking about their now like
They what?
everybody's talking about their B. Claudia has a cat she got from the shelter, and then Lady Lake is babysitting Gizmo, which is her son's dog.
Yeah, you have to adore.
Dogs
Listen,
are awesome and cats
listen,
are awesome.
listen to me. If you believe in helping, maybe you can't help people because you don't know how, but you could certainly help an animal, a cat, a dog, any kind of an animal. You know, we have taken over their territory. We've built homes and buildings and cities where they used to dwell once. And now those poor things are walking around the streets of New York or LA starving, being abused by sicko people. So if you rescue a pet, you'll protect it, you'll feed it, you'll care for it, and in return, the love you get, oh my God, the love is the biggest love in the world.
So I also want to give a shout out to Stefan Bell.
Hey, Steph.
It was his birthday on Friday. Saturday. Mine was Sunday. His was Saturday. I think that's how it went.
The only
So
thing that
happy
I could
birthday,
say,
Steph.
the only thing I could say about Stefan Bell is he has the most incredibly beautiful, wonderful, talented, intelligent, sweet wife who's a nurse.
Girlfriend.
Oh, she's not married?
They're not married. It's his girlfriend.
Oh, good for her. Tina, don't marry him. It's not worth it.
That's not nice.
Well, I mean, I thought that she was stuck already with him. But Tina, you could do really well. You're so beautiful and so smart and so educated.
So you guys, Stefan and I have been friends since the beginning of MySpace. So I don't know how long that is, but it's at least 20 years. And we were both clothing designers. He still is. I'm not really so much anymore, but that's how we met on MySpace. He's been a dear friend of mine for many, many years, and so I wish him only the best, and I'm happy he had a happy birthday.
And I like Stefan a lot myself. I just tease him. See, I'm teasing somebody I like. Stefan is probably one of the most intelligent people I've met. I mean, you can ask him any question and he has the answer. I really think he's extraterrestrial. I've told that to Jimmy when I met him. I said, I think this guy's an alien. He came from another planet because he's like a computer, right?
He is like a computer.
He's
yeah,
a friggin' computer.
Literally one of the smartest people
I'd
on
like
planet
to
Earth.
I'd like to get a knife and sort of cut his finger to see if he bleeds.
Green.
Probably not. It's probably some kind of
Green
fake
shit.
skin. No, it's probably some kind of fake skin that his robotic body is covered in. Tina, is he like a real person or is he an extraterrestrial?
Tina took him to see Peter Gabriel for his birthday, which is awesome.
Who's Peter Gabriel?
Great musician, phenomenal. That's this concert your daughters went to Saturday night. He went to Friday night,
Oh,
I think.
okay.
Anyway, we're going to have to bring our guest on in a second. So real quick, you guys, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Please listen to our podcast on iTunes. We're trying to rise in the charts. We actually dropped a little bit, but I'm not really promoting it with all the terrible things going on in the world. It's not the most important thing. But we would like you to listen to us on iTunes. It's the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. You can also hear us on SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, YouTube, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Prime. Now, we're going to bring on our first guest who wrote that he loves hearing about all the pussy in the chat room.
What kind of a show is this? This show is X-rated.
His name is Brian Keene, you guys. He's a 4-time Emmy-winning composer with 20 nominations. He's a Grammy-winning producer with, I think, 37 nominations. He's done 37 Billboard charting albums. He's scored 6 Oscar-nominated films. 2 of them won Academy Awards. He's a big, big deal. His name is Brian Keene, and we want to welcome to the show right now. Hey, Brian, how you doing? Oh, no, we can't hear you.
We can't hear you. And here he is. He's a sound musician.
Hold on, see if you have your little volume thing on. What a nice little thing he's set up too. Look at his like boards and everything and all his awards.
Too bad we can't hear him.
How come we can't hear him, Juan? You got any suggestions?
I'm going to take away some of those awards.
No, there should be a little microphone button someplace that you can
I
hit.
can't believe it. He's a freaking film composer and he can't get sound. I'm going to kill myself.
Maybe he's never used StreamYard.
I'm going to kill myself.
Hold on, maybe go out.
I haven't.
There you are. There you are.
You
Listen,
know? Okay.
Jimmy said you're a big shot and a big deal. I want you to know you're nothing because
Yeah.
I want to record the Boy Scouts playing a harmonica. So there you go. What? You think you're so big? Did you
Well,
ever win an award at the Boy Scouts with a harmonica?
No, I can't say that that's on my list. No.
That's as big as Jimmy
Hold
said.
on, now
Okay.
we got
Congratulations on your anniversary, by the way. 10 years. You know, you passed the 7-year itch. You know,
Yes.
sex is at least biannually still, right? Something like that.
All I could say is I wish you were married to him instead of me.
Oh, hold on. Now we do a real intro. Now that we have you on, and we have you here. All right, you guys. Now
Okay.
welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, award-winning composer, producer Brian Keene. Hello and welcome to the show.
Yes, indeed.
Great to be here. Hello.
So this is this is Ron Russell. He's my co-host, Cool Outrageous Man. About
No,
10
I'm the
co-hosts.
reason you live.
No, okay, go ahead. Say hi.
Hi. I didn't know if you, I figured, sometimes you compose. I know a lot. Jerry Butler, no, not Jerry Butler. Butler, who wrote that wonderful song, is a friend of mine. Jerry Butler. You know Jerry from Evergreen Studios? You don't know?
I mean, it sounds familiar, but I don't.
Well, I'm
You know,
80
I'm old. I forget everybody's name. So
He's
I'm 83. So back to Jerry
Okay.
Butler. Jerry Butler wrote that beautiful song that Lainey Kazan did about growing old. It was a big, gorgeous song. Anyway, sometimes the composers are sticks. You know what I mean? They're not very, very fun. And I
yeah.
said to Jimmy, what's this guy going to be like? I mean, is it going to be a downer? And Jimmy said, I don't know. We'll find out. And I'm happy to say you're not. Because you played along with me. You're handsome. You have a nice smile. And are you single? Because I have a lot of women out there.
Well, no, I'm sort of in a relationship. You know, it's a.
Relationship really going to happen? Or is it just bullshit?
I. By the way, I'm here courtesy of some help. I've got a assistant here. I'll just go.
I heard somebody laughing in the background. That's so funny. I was like,
That's Jamie.
hey, Jay, welcome to the show.
Jamie hooked up the computer thing. I'm an executive incompetent. Okay, I can't like operate any of these machines. I have like people come in and work them for me, and I just say, get me an oboe or something like that.
Brian, what movie would I know your music from? The most popular movie and the biggest achievement in your music.
Well, there's a lot of. I have a very strange career, I have to say. Because I started in about 1980 scoring documentary films, and it was the first documentary that I scored was 1980, and there was no documentary business. There was, about 10 channels on television, and they had like a documentary, on PBS maybe once a year. And I was doing some bad, vanity demos in a friend's recording studio, and a couple walked in and took care, did a film about taking care of your teeth, the kind of thing they make you watch during recess, when it rains. And, they liked the band I put together for their teeth song, and they did some, Jimmy Buffett type songs of their own. And I produced a band for them. It's about shrimp boats and things like that. And then they were in Key West, and they noticed these scruffy guys coming off of boats. And in those days, the cameras were big, huge things with big reels of film. And they happened to be there to film it. And it turned out to be the Mariel Boat Lift. And so they didn't know what to do with Cuban music. And I had been working in a duo with Larry Coryell, and was well versed in the jazz world to the Latin world with Arturo Sandoval, Yamotoro, people like that. And so they said, well, let's get the Teeth guy, you know. And the very first film got nominated for Academy Award. And
Pretty big deal. Everybody else,
You better
you
believe
know,
it.
never gets that on the first try.
yeah, and then like the year later, all the cable stations started coming on, like the HBO and Showtime and A&E and Bravo and Turner and all that stuff. And you know, and I was the guy all of a sudden. You know, I did you know, the Chimps movie with Jane Goodall when she was introduced with Sheila Nevins at HBO. I did the Burns movies. I did American Experience. I worked with Henry Hampton, who did Eyes on the Prize, which was a big movie back then. And the first
name drop. We like name dropping.
okay, the first primetime documentary series called ABC Turning Point, because by then I was supposedly the John Williams of the documentary, and
Awesome.
And so I sort of started forming like you know how the news and documentary was going to interact with music, and it was a really interesting time, really interesting sort of situation, because by then I had also been signed as a major label recording artist, but at Turning Point we were getting 30 million viewers a night. The old days of TV, you know, when you got those kind of numbers, you don't anymore. I thought, am I ever going to reach 30 million people like being Earl Klugh II in a jazz club? You know, no. And so I had to like actually get out of my deal with Blue Note Records by creating the Bebop Headbangers from Outer Space. The Bebop Headbangers from Outer Space was intentionally created to get dropped. I also had some strange thing. Excuse me?
Did they like the B-Bang Headbangers?
No, I did it sort of to be anti-commercial with the intention of getting dropped, because I thought, well, how am I going to get dropped? I mean, I've got to service the contract unless I can get myself dropped. And I had a #1 record, my first record out. It's called Common Planet. It was smooth jazz. That's what they were into, smooth jazz, you know. And, you know, the thing about fame is that, you know, like say you're the Beach Boys, you're condemned to playing fun for the rest of your life, you know, until the daddy takes a T-bird away. If you played avant-garde jazz.
Oh, that, come on. We have tons of friends that have 1 or 2 huge hits, and that, you know.
You play, you know, if you play anything else, they throw shit at you, you know.
I asked Johnny Mathis years ago, do you ever get tired of singing Chances Are? He said, Ron, when I sing it, I don't even know I'm doing it.
Yeah.
It's so automatic that he doesn't even realize at the moment that he's doing it. And
well, what's really interesting about scoring, you know, music for television and movies and things like that, is that a lot of people don't know they're being affected by it. You know, I've had people go, "Oh, I love that movie. It was really moving. I didn't realize there was music in it." You know, and
music is the most important. Listen, a movie like Love Is a Many Splendid Thing,
right,
and Three Boys in the Fountain never would have been the films they were if the score wasn't so magnificent.
Oh no, the score is instrumental, and the producers and the directors know that, but the public doesn't know it, and that puts you in a sort of interesting position, particularly when you're dealing with reality in news and documentary, because these are real things, right? Real people, real things that are happening, and you know, when the Fairness Doctrine, do you guys know about the Fairness Doctrine?
I don't even know what that is.
Okay, well, that was a law in broadcasting from 1949 until 1987, and Reagan did away with it in '87. And this was right as I was emerging as a documentary composer when this whole field was emerging. And there was a real debate whether there should be music in news and documentary at all, because it affects how people feel. I mean, I can make anybody seem like a hero or a clown depending upon how I score them, right? And if you,
I have a question for you.
yeah,
Lately, some of the movies I have been watching annoy the shit out of me. It's not music. They have this noise now they put in, clanging, banging, buzzing, humming. What the hell is that? Would you ever
well,
movie?
it's usually called sound design, and the idea of a melody seems to have gone away in scoring for this sort of invisible type of support. And scoring a documentary is quite a bit different than scoring a dramatic film, which I've done both. I did stuff I did a Stephen King movie. I did work for Barry Levinson, various things like that. But what's different about documentary is that, you have an obligation to the subject that you're talking about. And it has to, like, say, if you're doing a historical subject, it's going to be the same subject 15 years, 20 years, 30 years from now as it is now. Because say you're doing, let's say, Mickey Mantle. Mickey Mantle, that story ended in, the 60s or whatever. And it's no different. So if you make the ultimate Mickey Mantle documentary, then people keep watching it for 30 years. But in order for that to happen, you have to make a score that's really timeless, because if you use like the drum machines of the 1980s and it sounds like Phil Collins, all of a sudden everybody knows, hey, that score was done in the 1980s, and it ruins the whole documentary, right? So it's a whole different sort of thing to score documentary than it is to score other things, because it's there's more of a social commitment.
My first exposure to documentary film was my brother-in-law, Evan J. Anton. He won an award, an Emmy or something, for The Penguins. It was the most fabulous documentary.
Oh, that's a wonderful documentary. Wonderful, yeah.
And he scored it. He had it scored, but beautifully, because you know how penguins walk? They sort of waddle. The music waddled with the Penguins, and I think that helped him win. I think he got. So I don't think it was an Emmy. I think he won something from the Explorers Club in New York, a big award.
Okay.
Anyway,
It's a long time ago. He's talking.
that's back 1960. And I remember saying to him, Evan, the music, I think, really embellished the film and made it better. And he agreed.
Yeah.
So
well, it's really interesting thing, because as media develops and technique develops and AI is now part of it and all this stuff, it's pretty hard to tell shit from Shinola, and if you're looking at stuff.
He says that all the time.
He stole my expression.
The other problem that we always have in a lot of films nowadays is the fact that a lot of times the music is so loud, though, that you can't hear the people talking.
That's because they're lousy actors.
It doesn't happen much in bigger films, but it does happen, in...
Because, listen, I came into the business in 1959.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
The big cameras, like you said, the set of That Kind of Woman that I was on, my first movie, the lights were burning us. It was so good. We were shooting in a railroad station in Long Beach, Long Island, with Sophia Loren and Tab Hunter. And the lights, my God, they were the size of moons. Anyway, I forgot what I was going to say because I'm old, see? What was
I understand.
I feel great. It was a very important point I was making. I was going for it.
When you come back,
I'll be damned if I can remember.
I want to brag a little. So let me brag. First of all, you guys, if you want to find out more about Brian, you can go to his website, which is briankeenmusic.com. Just make sure you spell Keen correctly, Keane. So you were born in Philadelphia. We actually lived in Doylestown
for 5
Okay.
years.
5 years before we moved out here.
My daughter is in Philly right now, in New Hope. She's moving there. She's leaving Palm Springs. She hates
Okay.
Palm Springs.
Well, New Hope's in the Delaware Water Gap. It's a little north of, but it's beautiful there.
The Delaware. You hit that bridge. When I go over that bridge coming in from Jersey to Pennsylvania, and
Yeah.
you look down and you see that water and those trees. Oh my God, the desert stinks. We live in the desert, Palm Springs. It is
Yeah.
so, it's dead. Everything is dead. You don't see green or Pennsylvania.
Well, you know, they didn't do the proper raking job, and then those space lasers came, and you know that's it just ruined this.
Well, the dust comes in your house. You want to kill
Okay,
it.
so
But Pennsylvania, I'm a New Yorker from Brooklyn, actually, and I find Pennsylvania to be probably one of, if not the most beautiful state in the United States, and it's never been called that. But the
Yeah.
mountain, it's a
Well, of
beautiful,
course, around Philadelphia, you got all those stone farm buildings and the windy streets. It's really beautiful there.
charming. But I enjoyed
yeah.
all the way up the river. I
Yeah.
wanted to build a house. I told Jimmy all the way up the river,
Yeah.
all the way. Where the town was called, I forgot, but it's all the way up. It's a big town, a famous
Okay.
town, and of course we moved here because of business. But
anyway,
one never
Well,
knows.
I want to
you
brag.
know,
Actually, first of all, we have a chat room full of people, and they're all like writing stuff. And normally, at the beginning of the show, we have our guests say hello to everybody in the chat room. We skip that.
okay.
Say
Okay.
hi in the chat room because they're all loving you. Say hi to everybody in the chat room.
Hello,
Yeah.
everybody in the chat room.
There
That's,
you go.
that's great.
Hi, chat. Hi, chat.
That's
All right, so here's
Jamie.
Here's some bragging, you guys. This is what I took off your website. So if it's something is wrong, I think I got it all on your website. 4-time Emmy-winning composer with 20 nominations, Grammy-winning producer with 37 Billboard charting albums, scored 6 Oscar-nominated films, 2 of them won Academy Awards, scored 9 Peabody Award-winning films. You got inducted into the New England Music Hall of Fame in 2021. I also wrote 2020 recipient of the New York Festival's Grand Award, but I don't actually. I know what all the other ones are. I don't actually know what that is.
Well, you know,
Hold it, wait a minute.
What?
He did not get a Boy Scout award for playing
Okay.
a monk.
that's right. But you know, I just saw. I know that Randy Edelman has been on your show, and
Friend of
I
ours.
just saw him at the New England music induction for him. I introduced him in his induction into the New England Music Hall of Fame,
Just like
and we were remarking about how the fish the trophy, which has got a like a whale tail, like very New England whaling sort of looking thing, is kind of a fish's ass. So I don't know, you know, how many composers can, you know.
I'm going to tell him that I heard you won the fish's ass.
Yeah, well, we call it the ass now, you know, just to shorten. And
He's a wild guy. He's fun. Crazy enough.
so you know, we neither of us got inducted into the Polka Hall of Fame, so you know this will have to do. But you know you know, we had the this award ceremony. It was quite a lot of fun, and we had a lot of laughs, and it was interesting. You know, it was an interesting sort of night. And Randy's very talented, of course. All those great movies he scored, and he's more on the theatrical side of things. And he's had some great pop stuff. You know.
Now, if you would have told him you were coming on our show, he would have told you not to.
Well, yeah, probably. Well, I don't know, but you know, Eileen set things up, and you know, and she's wonderful. You know, Eileen, Eileen Shapiro, wonderful person, and you know.
let me brag. So here's some of the things that we've
Eileen's
done.
very upset, you know. They ran out of fabric. They can no longer make bras in her size.
Well, but maybe boots would work. You know.
So hang on.
Well, Eileen is Jimmy's partner. He's like a sister to me. I love Eileen.
So one of the
You're
things I
talking
want
about
to do.
nice people.
So you scored a TV show. You did the opening theme for it, and I've never seen the show, but I like read all about it. The name of the show was Copper, and it was set
What is
in
it? What is it?
Copper. Copper.
Copper, not Topper. Topper was our era, but no, it was Copper.
Like the metal, copper.
Right, and
Yeah.
it was made for BBC
She has a
America.
speech impediment. It's called gay.
No, He was made for BBC America. It's set in the 1860s New York City during the American Civil War. And so you wrote the theme for it. Plus, did you also do music on the episodes, or did you?
Yeah. No, I scored the whole thing. Yeah, with it was wonderful. It was with Barry. You know, I had retired in 2010. It was 14 years ago, or 13 years ago, and I decided that I couldn't just murder squirrels on a golf course in Florida and be satisfied, and I wanted to get back to doing something. And there was Barry, and he had trouble finding a composer because this thing was about an Irish ghetto in Civil War New York, and I had scored Civil War, and I'd scored The Long Journey Home, won a Grammy for that with the Irish in America, and I had scored New York, the documentary, which was really interesting. And, you know, that is a sort of an ongoing documentary. And so he had me score this thing, and it was a great opportunity. We had a bunch of Irish musicians, which, you know, it's hard to get the budget for live musicians now in television. It used to be that, you know, I had a whole bunch of people in, but now it's like, you know, it's computers, you know, and kids with computers in their mom's basements is basically scoring it.
Do they have studio musicians anymore?
Yes, they do. In my neck of the woods, I'm in Connecticut, and we use Broadway musicians mostly because they are allowed to sub. You know, so the guys who play the dead white guy stuff, you know, they have to, they're on a salary. They've got to be, you know, at rehearsal all the time, and they have to play nothing but Mozart and whatever, you know. So over time, they kind of like atrophy in those places. And the Broadway guys, they can sub 50% of the time. And so they're the ones, if like, you know, Barbara Streisand comes to Madison Square Garden, needs an orchestra, it's the Broadway guys that are getting that gig. And they're doing a lot of the recording for various types of recording. So they're great readers. They're really versatile. You know, they're great people to work with.
So what I did is I found it on YouTube and I sent it to our engineer. It's really short, but it's the opening credits of Copper. So what I want to do so people can hear it is you just say what it is, like who you are and what it is, and then we're going to play it and we'll be right back. I think so. I think
they may kick it off.
That will be all right.
The communists are taking over. Did you know that?
Yeah, well, I have an answer though for myself, and I'll talk about that.
No,
I'm a proud communist myself.
Hey, Brian, this is not a communist move. You composed it. You manufactured it. You did it. It's yours. But we're not allowed to play it with your permission. And now you tell me that's bullshit, that they have that kind of hold on us to stop us the freedom of giving your product promotion.
Yeah, you can play any number of things on mine because, and that's a very interesting subject. Maybe too involved for this, but I've
be bringing it
no,
up.
I bring it up because I hate them.
I know.
It is. You know, it's a predatory environment. You know, the entertainment business. It's you know.
It is called,
I think George Burns said it best: is that the most important thing in this business is sincerity. Once you can fake that, you got it made. But I think that
this is a conversation.
you want to do this? Okay.
I want to play it.
You want to play? He wants to play the thing. Go ahead.
Intelligent people, that maybe 3 or 4 that watch our show, that might want to get involved with that because it's called. It's what is the word?
It's called. He doesn't own the rights to the music because it's on the TV show.
I do actually own the rights to songs.
We had a couple of really big singers come on.
Which pissed me off.
They did a video and then they shut us down because we played it.
You know why?
Okay.
Because we go out to 5 million. Right now, 5 million people will get this show all over the world. That's how we transmit. We're the number one bullshit show, in case you didn't know it. And people were coming in to listen to this one performer. And here we built it up like Barbara Streisand, and she's going to sing Evergreen, blah, blah, blah. And suddenly it's gone. So we look like schmucks. I mean, they say, what's
Yeah.
wrong?
Yeah, they took it out later, right? Yeah.
Sorry.
No, they stopped us in the middle.
We've got to
They
stop.
stopped us in the middle.
We've got to stop censoring.
Anyway,
Censoring is not good for our business.
you go ahead and announce it. This is your theme from Copper. Juan, you play the video and you hang on because we're going to be right back.
This is from Copper, my theme from Copper, Barry Levinson's Copper, and that's what it is, the theme. We got Emmy nomination on it.
Yay!
Good.
Made it all the way through.
Yes.
That music makes me want to see this show because it's exciting, it's moving, it was running. The music was making me run. I don't know what the story's about, but it must be about a cop after somebody running.
No,
around.
I mentioned what it was
No,
about.
I want the storyline, not just what they mentioned. In other words, is it a cop running after somebody? Because that's what the music told me.
Well, Copper is a story about a cop who's living in this sort of world of the Irish ghetto in 1864 in New York, and there's a romantic part of it, and there was a lot of very horrible, actually half of it was set in a whorehouse, in a saloon, and some of his informants and friends and characters are that. And we actually had a pianist who played the actual songs that they played in the 19th century. And ironically, he was a church pianist who just had the right sound. You didn't want somebody like completely pro because they were like sort of amateur people playing in these bars and stuff. And so we try to maintain an accuracy,
It's a very good score. Now, if we ever meet and I have the time for you, which I'm a very busy man, I will teach you how to play the harmonica.
Okay. Well, I do have some harmonica stuff too.
You may win an award if you learn to play as well as I play.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I had a few good harmonica players that I've had on my scores over the years. Like
I've never played one in my life.
Oh, well, Toots Thielman was pretty good. He was a wonderful guy too. But also Richard Hunter is really great. Will Gallison. There's a few of them. Rob Paparazzi. Believe it or not, we've had a bunch of them. I scored the History of New York, which was really interesting because.
Wait, hang on, stop. Where can I see that? I want to see that.
The History of New York. Yeah, that's a Burns documentary, gigantic series, and now they're going to do 2 more episodes.
But where is
It's on all over the place. It was originally a PBS project, so you can get that at American Experience. You can just type it into Google search and you'll find it.
I want to see
It's called
that.
Copper, you guys.
No, New York. We're talking about, which it was really interesting thing to score New York, because you go, well, it's like scoring the history of the world. You might as well, right? How do you focus that? And
No, I'm interested in seeing, because I'm such a devout New Yorker. I miss
right. And this is what here's what's so interesting about it is that, the New York is a diverse, amazing place. How do you focus on it? And when I walked into the edit room, they were using Gershwin's Rhapsody in Blue. But Rhapsody in Blue at that time, and we're talking about the late 90s, okay, was the theme song for United Airlines. So every time you heard it, you thought you were going on an airplane ride, right? They had already sort of ruined it.
And it's been done times, the Rhapsody.
Yeah. So they said, okay, here's what we want you to do. We want you to write a Rhapsody in Blue, but we want it to work for the Dutch in the 1600s and still work for the Puerto Ricans coming in the 1950s. And I said, are you out of your fucking mind? So I was like, it was absolutely important. And then it occurred to me that there was a solution, that all these people, whether it was the Dutch or the Puerto Ricans or whatever, they all came to New York looking to find a home in which they could reinvent themselves. And that's a powerful human yearning that, damn, if it didn't connect the whole thing, connected the whole series, that yearning that has always been part of New York. It's not something new. It's something that was there for the Dutch. And
I grew up in time. Those are my growing up days. And
you grew up with the Dutch?
No, but I married. My ex-wife was Dutch. No, but I grew up in the 50s with the Puerto Ricans. And I have many, many Puerto Rican friends who I still have and I love. But I watched them assimilate. They came here from Puerto Rico a little too gold lame, a little too gold tooth, a little too Puerto Rican, Now they are the chicest people in New York City. My Puerto Rican friends dress beautifully, better than most.
Yes.
And the women are absolutely stunning looking now. They've assimilated. They became more Americanized. And that's what we have to do now with all these new people coming in illegally. They've got to learn to assimilate and become Americans. We don't, like right now in Palm Springs, it's a disgrace. Palm Springs has turned to crap. Every street corner now has tents with people selling food, like Tijuana. It's not right. It's against the Board of Health. It just ruins Palm Springs.
Like outside your $5 million house.
I mean, it's terrible. If it's not the homeless with their push carts laying in the street in stool vomiting, and or the Hispanics now that have
How do
come
we get
from.
out of this conversation?
I'm political sometimes.
Oh.
I want people. Listen, our show is about the truth, Jimmy. That's why we're number one. Was we don't fuck around here. All right. I say what I like. They don't like it. Kick me off the air. Palm Springs used to be known for the movie stars, the glamour, and the beauty. It no longer is. I don't know who they are, have taken it over. It's no longer spoken in English. It's no longer run like America anymore. It's like I'm in Tijuana, and I'm not lying.
I think the whole disingenuous thing about the whole illegal immigrant sort of thing is that they could fix it like without any walls, without anything. And that's just by cracking down on those people who are hiring illegal immigrants.
That's true too.
They
never do that, which means that they're not really genuine, but they're just using it as a political device,
Listen, I'm not lying to you. They put up a huge tent with light bulbs. They have a generator and a thing to cook. And they're cooking food. And it's cash only. They're not paying taxes. I pay taxes. The restaurants I go to pay a fortune in taxes. These people are making illegal money, not paying taxes, and our democratic government is looking the other way. Now, years ago, Board of Health would have closed them down and the IRS would have got them for non-payment of taxes. So what has happened is these people who have come here are getting treatment that we did not get and we
Right.
do not get. And I resent it. And you out there, if you don't like it, don't watch the show.
Yeah, I agree that illegal immigrants shouldn't be coddled by the government. But I also think that if you're going to crack down on illegal immigrants, you're not really genuine unless you crack down on those people employing them, like the ones who work in the Mar-a-Lago kitchen. So I think that when you if you have a situation like that, you got to. I don't know. My whole business of news and documentary and stuff, and the business of creating music is all about truth. It's all about emotional. What music, enduring music, is really what's really great about enduring music is it's this emotional truth, and that emotional truth works the same way no matter who the character is. Interestingly enough, so that if I do sort of a moving piece of music, and I put it behind, one character, I can take that same piece of music and put it behind another character, and they will appear moving. And when you realize the power of that, and of course directors and producers do, then the potential to use that is, say, for somebody who just takes the highest bidder and does whatever they ask is like is actually potentially very detrimental to the world, to society, and so I think that
I don't see diversity and I do not see equality. They speak of it, but I don't see it.
Right.
Because what I have to do to live on this planet, most don't have to do. Okay? They're given. That's not fair. My father came here from Italy illegally. My father jumped ship. Okay?
Mhm.
Changed his name so he wouldn't get caught.
Right.
Went to work. He went to work as a house painter. And he assimilated to being an American. And he married my mother, who was an American, and automatically became an American. And he was a proud American. And he never spoke Italian in public, only in the house with my mother when they didn't want me to know what they were saying, but I understood Italian. After a while, you learn. My father was so stupid, he thought that I wasn't going to learn the words. So this is all I say is, welcome to America. We don't say, no, don't come here. But when you come here, do what we do. We have formed a system for so many years in this country, a style of dress, a mentality, a way of behaving. Do it. Because if you don't, you're going to lose. You can't bring your country to our country and expect us to become your country. It'll never happen.
Well, it's interesting. One of the things in the update of New York is that, they used to have Chinatown and Little Italy and Harlem and all these ethnic neighborhoods, right? All over New York, but it's all homogenized now. And it's homogenized based upon economic status, of course. So it's interesting how things change. I mean, we're in a situation. I personally, I'm a squattist, okay, which means I don't know squat in the scheme of things, and I'm pretty sure that nobody else does either. But that's just my own personal philosophy, because I look at those pictures they have of Earth from far away in space. And I see this little blue dot in a vast sea of nothingness. And it's been circling endlessly around one in some 20 trillion stars for its entire existence. So I kind of think that, all this, fame stuff and all the sort of grandiosity of what people think they know and how they're so much better than somebody else, it's kind of delusion.
No one is better than anyone else. You know why?
We're all
in the morning they all sit on the same throne.
Yeah, but more importantly, we all get to have this existence. that's so unbelievably unlikely. Just sperm odds alone in the age of porn. I mean, but the existence that we have, if you look at that little dot and you go, okay, nothing exists for like light years around it, and yet on this little blue dot, we all get to exist and have this chance, have this life. It's really, truly an amazing opportunity. It's like winning the lotto 15 times in a row or something, if you think about the odds, and then how we got to be here, it's like some electrode hits a compound, it forms an amoeba, forms a,
I came here on a spacecraft, so I know that we are the aliens. No, don't laugh. I believe that millions of years ago we lived on another planet, and we escaped from that planet because we were destroying it, and we came to this planet. And many people believe that. Hey, if you could believe that Jesus Christ, a man, is the Son of God, and he did all these miracles, then why can't you believe in an alien?
No,
The stories are just as fantastic.
Well, as I said, I'm a squattist, so every theory is of equal value for as far as I'm concerned.
because I need to talk.
You could talk. I want to say one thing to Brian. Brian, thank you for bringing us music, because music belongs to everyone. It's international. And because of your music, you could make things happen, believe it or not. You can. Your music can talk a story. Music does that. Because certain politicians, when they're on television, they play ugly music to get people to dislike them, or they play happy.
But you know how to do all of that, actually.
I do, yeah.
Because you did a documentary on New York, and it's a very important
That's what we
documentary.
talked about before. What are you, sleeping?
I'm bringing it up
I
again.
want to see it.
How did we see that?
But wait, let me say something. I have to plug this.
It's like the history of New York.
I have to plug this. Michelle Dougherty, the English actress, is the most brilliant actress we have today. She is in a series that's a couple of years old, and it's called Good Behavior. I am watching it for the second time, and we are binging it. The show is incredible. Her performances are breathtaking. She is the most talented actress of all time. Tonight, I think we concluded, and I'm going to then watch your.
How do we see your
He
New
said
York
it's all-
documentary?
he said it's all
No, he
over.
was talking about Copper is all
No,
over. He wasn't
he
talking
said
about the
New
New York
York is-
documentary. The Copper takes place in New York. You have the
No,
conversation.
you have the two movies wrong.
No,
There's a documentary called New York History, and then there's a TV series called
Copper.
Copper.
Yeah, I got it.
Yes.
Yeah, two different things. Yeah, two different projects. Yeah, there's all kinds of things that are still out there that I've scored. The hockey team that beat the Russians. The Do You Believe in Miracles?
Favorite sports movie, the movie with starring Kurt Russell, and so you actually did. I wrote it
That's
down.
right up the block from us.
Do you believe in Miracle is the story of the 1980 U.S. hockey team?
Yeah,
So-
I did the documentary that spurred the movie. It was produced by Ross Greenberg, who was the head of HBO Sports.
It's one of the greatest feel good movies ever in the world.
Yeah. It's always it's really interesting business. You get to learn a lot of cool things. You get obscure things that impress your friends that you know them. Especially when you can't remember their name when you get old like me. But I
wrote down though that you actually. So you also did. You worked on The Night Flyer, which is a Stephen King movie, Spy Game with Robert Redford and Brad Pitt. The Hunting Party was a great movie with Richard Gere, James Brolin, and Terrence Howard. Free Willy, Escape from Pirates Cove, I didn't see. I saw the other Free Will movies, but I didn't see that one. And then Beauty and the Beast, but that's not the Beauty and the Beast that we saw here.
That's the French one. The French did a version of it. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I was looking at it, I didn't actually recognize it. So do you like doing the documentaries better than doing the actual films? I know you've done a lot more. Do you have
I think music is a universal language, and I can have fun. I can have fun doing a serious thing. I have a lot of fun doing comedy. I love comedy, what music is sort of a soul-to-soul communication language that works, even even with animals, you have a dog or a cat, and they hang around, and listen to the music. It's amazing how communicative it is, and how powerful it really is, and
You
really
said-
sort of how incognito it is in a way too, because when we were young, music was a form of entertainment where you sat around and actually listened to music on giant speakers and maybe smoked too much pot or something like that. But now it's like sort of like a background. It's like a wallpaper, so it's always there.
Not going to go, but this brings me back to Johnny Mathis.
Yeah.
More people got pregnant listening to Johnny Mathis than any other singer, because when Johnny sang of romance, everybody fell in love. And don't you think I have the balls to say this to him? Because I love him. He's a sweetheart of a guy, He's a regular Joe. He's no snob. He's no star. He's like a regular fellow. So I said to him, I said, Johnny, how many women got knocked up because of your music? He said, oh, millions, millions. I said, why is it? He said, because in so much as his music was love, it was sexual. And I said to him, you know what? If you really listen to some of those songs, they are sexual. So to some people it was romance, and some people it was sexual. And that's what you're saying in your music. Everybody gets from your music something different or the same.
Well, I have made a science of trying to, and it was really interesting because I started out in like sort of intellectual side of music, with touring with jazz people who were very famous and all that. And what I discovered in doing documentaries and films and stuff, and even in producing records, is that the emotional side of music is every big as a well as the intellectual side of music, if not bigger. And it is this fascinating thing to mind, because you can actually, if you seek emotional truth, you can actually find it and express it in a musical sort of term. And
Classical music does it. Classical music is a movie. I mean, my father used to make me lie in bed at night. He put the radio on, because that's how old I am, radio. And he put a classical station on. And my father would say, hear the ocean? Listen to the trees. See, there's a bird flying. And he taught me to listen to music. So good music, well-written music, tells the story. A lot wait, let me just finish because I'm political. A lot of the crap today, like rap. What in the hell is rap? That's not music. That's somebody talking about some bullshit that nobody cares about. All right?
Right. Well, I do wonder whether, 50 years from now, like, I had a high school reunion a few years back, and, the music from our high school reunion were like the Beatles and the Stones and, this kind of thing. And I'm just wondering, 50 years from now, are people going to be, singing along to Wet Ass Pussy? I'm not sure, with that. But any rate, what I did want to mention that I do have a movie that's premiering soon that was really interesting, and a great, emotional opportunity, which was actually a Holocaust film called Here Lived. And it was about this German artist who made these stones that you put in the streets, because these families never got they never got a grave. They were taken.
Are you talking about the tombstones of the Jews? They made sidewalks?
On sidewalks. Stolpersteins, they call them. And it was a German artist whose father was in the SS that came up with this idea. And now there's like over 100,000 of them. And this film follows, their, the personal stories of survivor families, of like people who were smuggled out when they're 4 years old. It's an amazing sort of story, an amazing twist on that same story. And it makes you really feel like you can support something really important. a few years earlier, I did the film about driving while black, and that was when all that, George Floyd and all that stuff was happening, and the history of the mobility tied to slavery and all that stuff is really amazing. I mean, you get to do serious things, and now we have all this problems in the Middle East is the latest thing, and here, I mean, in the 1980s, I got a call to do a film called Suleiman the Magnificent. And I started laughing. I thought it was a Monty Python comedy. That's how much I knew about Suleiman the Magnificent. Who would call himself Suleiman the Magnificent? And I learned that it was, eventually about the Ottoman Empire. So I've done all over the spectrum. Here I'm doing a Holocaust film on one side of the fence, and did the Ottoman Empire on the other. So it's like,
Brian, tell me a little bit more about the Holocaust film. Right now,
We have like 2 minutes, so we don't have time.
right now, we need to know, because anti-Semitism is the most disgraceful, disgusting, ignorant, stupid fucking thing that exists on our planet. Anti-anybody, race, anti-color, sexuality, any kind of anti is ignorance. It's damaging, it's dangerous. And what's happening now in Israel is disgusting.
It is. It's ignoring the gift that we're all given. We're all given this opportunity of existence, and we're never going to have anything bigger than that. I don't know why we're trained in schools, to learn algebra so we can sit in a cubbyhole, figuring out insurance forms or something. We're trained that status and power and money is the most important thing, but existence is the most important thing, because I mean it's just logical. What good would the money be if you didn't exist, right? It's just logical.
I hate to keep referring to my father, but my father was Jewish, and my father said to me before he passed away 30 years ago, he said, Israel will be at war. He said, it's inevitable. The Jews are going to be, there's another Holocaust coming. And I said, oh, Papa, no way. That never could be a Holocaust again. Are you kidding? We're all beyond that. And here we are, folks.
Yeah. Well, Holocausts, unfortunately, have been part of human history. And very often, they're con men who get some sort of delusionary thing going, like a cult, and they focus everybody's problems on some minority as an easy solution for people's problems, and they fall for it like suckers every time. And it's really should be made more aware. People should be made more aware of it. I'm very aware of it because I'm scoring stuff, and I see what people are trying to do in the media from the how the sausage is made sort of perspective. And
The documentary you're doing, tell us a little bit
No,
about
we don't have time. We gotta go.
Second.
okay, well, Here Lived is produced by a Jewish woman named Jane Wells, who's English, and she produced it for Three Generations Film, and it's about these stones that are placed in the streets in Europe to commemorate Jewish families who were taken by the Nazis. And it's deeply moving and very unusual look. And it's in some ways inspiring in a different way, because these are Germans who realize how terrible this was, and they're trying to do something. And these are and they're of another generation. They're not the Hitler generation; they're of the new generation. And when we learn about our history, even the worst of it, we can learn, we can get better from it, from not.
Right.
Right.
Here lived.
Brian, you're as nice and as good as your music.
Thank you very much.
You came on our show. You're a good guest. You were fun. You were open. You were honest, and you're real. And that's the most important thing to be.
And you guys can find out more about
And
Brian
listen.
by going to BrianKeenMusic.com, because I couldn't find you on like Instagram or any social media platforms, right? Basically, it's your website.
Well, that's a whole other subject. Maybe I'll come back and we'll talk about it. But
And you're welcome back, and we'll talk more about the new movie. Brian, have
Okay.
a happy day. Weekend.
Thank you so much.
Wonderful chatting with both of you, and happy anniversary.
Oh, thank you. All right. Thank you so much. All right. Everybody, that was Brian Keene. Check it out.
Thank you, Brian.
BrianKeenMusic.com. And chat room, thanks for everybody for being there. And Brian, we'll see you soon, hopefully. Bye-bye.
Absolutely. Thanks.
Bye-bye. I want to do a quick commercial again. Here we go. Everybody, Saturday, we're going to Madame Tussauds Museum, Wax Museum, for the holiday, Halloween holiday masquerade party.
Halloween hotness.
Halloween hotness. And I'm dressed as a cowboy because it's a Western theme. I know some of you can't go, but you can be there in spirit. And if you donated a little bit of money to St. Jude's Hospital for Children, your spirit will escalate, fly, and be.
It's Halloween-hotness.com. You can go and make a contribution, or you can buy a ticket and go to the event.
All right.
All right. Now we're going to bring on our next guest. I'm super excited to have him back on. And
so
let's go ahead and bring Tyler in.
Shut up. Don't tell me what to do.
Hey, what's up, Tyler? How you doing?
Hey guys, thanks for having me on.
Yay!
He's so tough. Look at him. He's scaring him. He's shaking.
Ron, you look great in that hat, my friend. That is amazing.
Yeah, well, this is the Halloween hotness. That's at Madame Tussauds on Saturday, and it's a benefit for St. Jude's Hospital, Children's Hospital.
And we're one of the
Wow.
sponsors.
That is amazing,
How you-
guys.
how you been,
Hold on,
Ben?
let me get you an introduction. All
You've
right,
been
everybody.
out there.
I know, but like for the rest of the world,
Fuck you.
who's all right, everybody. Now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, the incredibly cool and talented Tyler Main, back for the third time. This is his third time on the show in the last
Because
15
we
years.
like him.
And we want to welcome you back. Hello and hello and hello. Yay!
So
Hey.
who's scaring lately, Big Shot?
Huh?
Who are you scaring lately?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. 'Tis the season, so Michael Myers might have to come out. I don't know.
I saw like you were at like the 45 years of Halloween or something. Wasn't that like recently?
Yeah, we just had the Halloween 45th, man. There have been a lot of Michael Myers that I just got to meet for the very first time in Pasadena. It was amazing, great time to see everybody, and the franchise has been going strong. So yeah,
How many times are you Michael Myers? I know you're at least two.
two times, yeah, for the Rob Zombie Halloweens. Yep.
Okay, so the first one in Halloween too. Okay.
And you really scared the hell out of the public.
Well, then I did my job right.
Oh no, that character will live on forever. Him and the other one, and Jason. Jason is also.
Yeah.
We've had every Jason on the show, and we've had many of the Michael Myerses on the show.
Tyler, do you go to book signings? I mean, picture signings?
Yeah, that's what he just did.
Yeah,
You
I
want-
do. I go to
You wanna
conventions and
promote
stuff.
one? You want to promote?
No, we
one?
have another one we're going to promote. He's got something new we're getting ready to talk
What
about.
What has he got that he's not telling me?
No, we're getting ready to promote something big, you guys. All right, first of all, I want to say, so you guys, let me, first of all, you guys, if you want to follow Tyler on Instagram, he's at the Tyler Main, the real Tyler Main, And yesterday, Tyler Main, with his group of esteemed, like all these bigwig people in the comic book industry, launched a Kickstarter campaign for a new comic book called The Last Spartan Red Tape. It's by Main Entertainment, which is his
What is
company.
it called?
It's called
Slowly. Enunciate. Speak English.
The Last Spartan, Red Tape.
Good. You
Yeah.
did
And
well. Good.
and I'm gonna let Tyler tell us a little bit about it. But number one, I want to say you're killing it on Kickstarter, dude. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yes, day one we're fully funded and sky's the limit from here. So the Last Spartan Red Tape. Imagine Sons of Anarchy meets the Punisher with a human trafficking storyline. So I've been teaming up with DeliverFund.org, a human trafficking organization that is working to put an end to human trafficking in America and around the world. And I've been raising at the Halloween 45. I was in full costume, and all the proceeds from the photo op went directly to deliverfund.org to help them in their fight against human trafficking. So through the research that I have done for this graphic novel, I've become very passionate about this topic, and it is a despicable crime that needs to be ended, and we need to have stiffer penalties for the people that are doing it, and we need better help for the people that have been trafficked.
Actually,
I'm going to be in
hang
the
on.
movie. I'm going to be in the movie.
I
I'm in a
have
film
two
about
movies that I'm doing about human trafficking.
And
Actually, I have two that are like in the process of being worked on, and another one that's on a slate. You know, for
And I'm
it.
happy
And
to
I
be
think-
in them.
And I think that people have no idea
What's going
because
on?
it gets hidden a lot, and the news doesn't
It does.
talk about it. I think people have no idea to the an enormous extent that this actually happens in America.
Wait, hold, stop.
Hang on.
No, wait. What is it? Wait a minute. Years ago, it was called pedophilia.
No, human trafficking.
Human trafficking is kids, and that's called pedophilia.
Well, they don't have to be kids.
Well, they don't have to be kids. They could be.
My point right now is the adults, the kids are damaged forever. The kids will never be normal for the rest of their lives. Adults can sort of handle it better. There's a new name for pedophilia.
Oh, I don't even know. Have you ever heard of this called minor attracted persons?
No, I have not.
Okay,
That's
so
what they're calling pedophiles.
they're actually teaching it in schools now, like that.
Could
that
you believe
it's
this
okay
shit?
to be a minor attracted person. I see videos on TikTok in schools like all
And
the time.
so
of
many-
crazy people
and
doing it,
so-
not like sane people.
Right now,
Yeah.
right now, there are so many very young children coming to our country illegally, crossing the border and being kidnapped and put into slave stuff. They're
Yeah. Well,
sexual.
Tell us what you know about it, because you know a
Sexual
lot
assault.
about it since you're working, with a big organization.
yeah. Well, the thing about human trafficking is not just sex trafficking. They are labor trafficking people. And the thing is, 80% of the trafficking that is done in America is being done against Americans by Americans. So it is a very serious problem. A lot of people think it's a border issue. There is that element to it, but it is happening in our backyard, so to speak, in every major city around this, around the United States and Canada and even in Mexico, all over the world. So it is something that needs to be addressed. Like just to tell you, and just to give you a little story, like when I'm at these conventions, I'm always talking to the fans and raising the awareness and saying, hey, please, protect your kids, protect yourself. They're taking women also, and a gentleman told me his niece was just about trafficked. She was at a club and they drugged her drink and were taking her out the back door. But luckily the bouncer realized it and stopped them and saved her. And through the law enforcement backtracking where these guys were, they found 3 other women drugged and chained in a hotel getting ready to be trafficked. So it's happening.
Stop, Paul. Traffic for what? Sex.
No.
Sex traffic. Yeah, that is sex traffic. Yes. When
He
they,
knows more than you. Shut up.
He just told you that there's
No, he
work
said-
trafficking.
Put your finger.
No, didn't you
There's-
say that a second ago?
He said, I said,
They-
why are they chaining these women? For what reason? To hang them?
that was a sex trafficking situation. Labor trafficking is where they will take the people from the borders and stuff like that and then have them work in hotels and things like that for
Well,
free labor. And
That's been
sweatshops.
going on since. That's been going
it's
on.
been going on since the
since
dawn
ancient
of
Romans,
time.
since the Romans.
Yes,
But
but it
sex-
is
the
it
sex-
is a very, very big problem right now. It is larger than it has ever been in the world, and it is because of these internet. Kids don't really realize who they're talking to when they're talking to people online, and they figure they're going to go meet a friend, and it's not a friend. So that's the one good thing about deliverfund.org too, is they have tools in their arsenal to help equip parents so that they can monitor what is going on and protect their kids. So it is a very, very, very serious topic.
When I lived in Florida, there was this lady who left her husband and went to California to be with the person that she'd been having an affair online with, and she got there and it was like a 13-year-old kid. You know, like it's crazy shit can happen on. It wasn't a sex trafficking thing. Crazy things happen on the internet. People are scammed all the time, and I think it's relatively easy to do it because.
Oh yeah, I mean because it's you're behind that curtain, so to speak, which is you could say and do anything. You know, it's
Tyler, in the movie you're in, you're playing a what?
No, it's a comic book.
It is a graphic novel. Yes, it's a graphic novel.
A big comic book.
Oh.
A big comic book.
Yes.
And it's called,
It has three. It has the backstory, then it has the story, and then it has the truths. Those are the three sections of the book. It's written by Christopher Priest, who wrote the Black Panther, Punisher, Vampirella, Captain America. He's written tons of other graphic novels and comic books. And through doing the research with Christopher, we found a lot of these things that were happening, and he goes, oh, that doesn't really happen. And sure enough, we would find an article where it was happening and it did happen, and it has made the book, you know. So what the book is for.
Is the book, and where can we get it?
No, we can't get it yet. You're not listening.
No, I'm not listening because I'm so fucking upset.
It's a Kickstarter campaign, you guys.
I am so
They're
upset
raising
over
money
this
for this.
subject. You have no idea. This
I
subject-
know. It
fucks me
infuriates
Hey, guys,
people.
listen, you go to Kickstarter,
up.
right?
All right, let's get money for Kickstarter.
Wait, you go to Kickstarter. If you plug in the search, because this is how I found about it, you type in The Last Spartan, Red Tape. Also, you can type in Tyler Maine, because if you type in Tyler Maine, it'll come right up. And then they have the greatest perks ever, you guys. There's even like a special cover, Halloween cover one. They have all different kinds of perks, many, many different ones where you can get all the different versions. And it's a Sons of Anarchy meets the Punisher in Atlanta's seedy underworld of human trafficking. It's an adventure, action, crime drama. I think it's based maybe partially on a book or on a book character, because I saw something about Frank Kane. There's been books about Frank Kane, and I guess that's your character in the comic book.
Yeah, it is. It is based off of John Saunders, a good friend of mine's novel that he wrote, and it came across my desk about 15 years ago. And I was wondering what I was going to do with this project. I wanted to make sure that I could do it justice. So we've expanded the role, the world that this is in. So it's making it more modern and more up to date. And we are sending it out there now to the people on the Kickstarter. And so please check it out.
And it's really cool, you guys. And so what's the ultimate, like you already made your goal. You have 29 days left to go. What's the ultimate, next push level that we're trying to get to?
Yeah, we have several tiers. Once we hit $100,000, we're opening up other doors. We opened one at 25,000. I'm not exactly sure where they are, but there are stretch goals that once we reach them, everybody will get those stretch goals, which are really cool. It's kind of
No, wait.
Because I went on it this morning. This morning it was only at 14,000. So since this morning from till now, you doubled it almost.
Yeah.
Last notice you went on Instagram and did a bunch of lives on Instagram because I shared all of them.
Yeah.
On it.
Yeah.
So it's Renee. Hang on. I'm talking.
I don't care what you're talking. In this publication, do you teach young children not to go on the computer, not to listen to these morons?
What's the story?
Huh?
What do you think?
You never read the fucking thing.
It's not out yet.
And already you became an authority. Tyler,
Through
the
story, yes, we're hopefully teaching the younger people what not to do and the adults what to do to take and protect and help protect their kids.
Listen, if people are going to give money to your Kickstarter, they want to know what's in that publication. Get as much out to the people so that there are people out there who have been affected by these things.
Yeah.
And they will be the contributor because they have been affected by it. See, I'm intelligent, not like you.
Yeah.
You guys, it's one of the best, put together Kickstarter campaigns I've ever seen.
Now, how much is this publication going to cost to purchase?
Depends.
It depends on which perk you get, but the basic soft cover graphic novel, which is 144 pages of deluxe coloring, is $29. And then if you want to, we also have the script book by Christopher Priest for anyone that is interested in learning how to write a graphic novel and understand the process. You know, it is the script for a graphic novel is so much different than a film script. It is very intricate and very detailed because if the page has, say, 7 or 8 different segments, each segment has to be described, what the action is, what the wording is, what the story is telling. So it is a great way to learn that whole process, you know.
Do you have a book to show us?
We do not. It is almost complete. We have got 2 of the stories are completely done. The third one is being colored right now. Then it goes off to press, and we should have it ready for delivery in June.
Oh,
So-
June. I was going to say if it's before Christmas, come back on and bring it on, and maybe it's a lovely Christmas gift. But you're doing it in June.
Yeah, well, there are perks that people could get in add-ons where they would get a holiday hello from me as grumpy, angry Santa. I'm dressing up as Santa so that if they do get it for one of their loved ones or their relatives, they'll get a special message from me explaining what is coming so that they will have that special.
Could they possibly get a few nudes from you?
Could they get what?
Some nudes.
Some nudes. No, I don't think anyone wants that of me.
Well,
That's
oh,
all
I
you.
think you're wrong.
Yeah, I bet you're wrong
You
about
are
that,
wrong.
actually.
You know what? We know people that think women, and a couple of gay guys, think you are the
Yeah,
sexy.
they think you're like the
sexy-
hottest thing
They
ever.
would ball
Oh
you
my
in the
gosh.
I get
Oh, I
so
swear,
many
Tyler, I swear to you, I got 2 gay friends. They trick you in a minute.
people when
They
I put
think
the
you-
promo out for
They
you.
think you are so hot. So
I put the
Oh
sexy.
my
promo out
gosh.
for you. All kinds of people
It's
send me.
true.
He's so
It's
cute.
true.
He's so hot.
It's true.
How tall are you? About 6? What 6?
6'7".
6'7".
I'm telling
Yeah,
you,
you're a big
women
motherfucker.
went out and bought vibrators because of you.
You guys are making me blush. Now stop it.
You fucking
I
love,
wanna
you love
get-
every minute of it.
So
Now
I
listen, Tyler,
all right. So first of all, I want to finish.
it's not over.
No, it's not over. No, I want to let go. So I want to give some props though. So you guys, Tyler and Main Entertainment, he's hooked up with all these people, and I want to give everybody like a little prop. So you have Renee Geerlings is
Who is
involved.
my wife?
I didn't
Who's
know
my
if we were
wife?
allowed to say that or not. Okay, so Renee Geerlings, who is his wife, who is very, very awesome. She was on one of his IG lives this morning, you guys. Christopher Priest, John F. Saunders, Mark Silvestri, Will Conrad, Jimbo Salgado, Michael Montanot.
Montanot, yes. Michael Montanot.
Omi Remolante Jr., Sia Ohm.
Seom, yeah.
Sia Ohm and Seth Adams, you guys. Everybody, especially Renee, she's like a comic book, like, you know, she's been doing comic book stuff forever. Is this your first comic book? I know you're a character and that your characters are in a lot of comic books, but is this like your first comic book?
Yeah, this is the first comic book that we're putting together. But like you say, her background is, you know, she started at Top Cow. Mark Silvestri was her very first boss, and he ended up doing this cover for us that is just amazing. So she's been in it for decades. She's worked at Top Cow, IDW, Radical. The list goes on and on. She's even done some stuff for Marvel. So she knows her stuff, and she was the one that got this whole team together and brought these top tier, top level artists and writer together. And it's just turning out amazing. I'm speechless how beautiful the book is looking, and it is getting out a good message. So if people would please support the cause, I would greatly appreciate it. And hopefully if, you know, we get to a certain point now, we can eventually turn it into a TV series or a feature film and keep raising awareness for this cause. So.
Oh, that would be
It's
awesome.
a good cause.
I would love it.
Did you know that we are in a comic book? We have a comic book out.
That's
Yes,
amazing.
I'm not kidding. It's Jimmy, myself, Eileen Shapiro, and
Kadrolsha.
Kadrol-
We had one called Celebrity Ghost Hunters where we
Yeah.
went on a ghost.
And-
We actually went on a ghost hunt and turned it into a comic book.
And the comic book,
Nice.
the best part is we went to a haunted insane asylum on Long Island in New York. And there was a chain link fence 6 feet high. And we're all going over the chain link fence with great success. And I went on the side, but Eileen Shapiro, if
She's
you
my
don't,
business partner. I'm a publicist. She's my business
she
partner.
has a bust size 44D or C. Her bust is gigantic, enormous. She went up the fence and her tits went over the fence, but her body stayed on the other side. And she's screaming for me to help her. Ron, help me, my tits are caught on the fence. I was peeing in my pants practically from hysterical laughing. Well, don't you think they put that in the comic book? So when you buy the comic book, you see me crawling on the floor, hysterical, and Eileen's big tits over the fence. I'm telling you, the comic book is a riot. Where can they go?
We actually, on JimmyStarsWorld.com, we also have, we're in another comic book called Something for Humanity.
Yeah.
It's a charity comic book or whatever, and we play ourselves.
So
actually.
I love being in comic
Yeah,
book.
me too. I
You
love
know
it.
why I love it? Because I'm 83 years old. They make me look 35.
There you go.
Oh, they make me look, all I am is eyebrows and hair, no wrinkles. I think, wow, isn't that wonderful?
No,
let's
I like
do
love.
another comic
So
book.
hold on. So
you're
also,
gonna love doing comic books.
real quick, I need you to do me a favor. We have a bunch of people in the chat room. Dawn Hinton is telling us to watch Penance Lane, which I have not seen it, but say hi to Dawn because she's like our biggest horror fan.
Hey, Don, how are ya? Hope you're doing good.
How do you
And
say
thank you
horror?
for the shout out for Penance Lane.
There you go. How do you say horror?
Horror.
Horror. See, he says it like I do.
We had a woman guest on who was a scream queen, and Jimmy said she's the biggest whore you ever knew.
I did not. I said horror.
He said she's the
Well,
biggest
that's
whore.
a different. That's a different.
I don't know that. So I had to quickly say he has a Florida accent. The word is horror, not whore.
But it's horror when you're from
From
Florida.
in New York.
He said it like I said
Well,
it.
he's another
Yeah, and
son.
I'm from Canada, so I don't know. That's
Oh, you're from Canada? Where in Canada, Tyler? Where are you from in Canada?
I'm from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. That is
Saskatchewan.
right dead center, and it is really, really cold in the winter.
Yeah, but beautiful. I've been to Edmonton, and Banff. Oh my God,
Yeah, Banff is beautiful.
Banff has got to be heaven on earth.
Yeah, it
You
is.
ever go to Banff,
No,
Canada?
I've never been to
We
Canada.
have to go up there before we move back.
Wait,
to
I have
New
a
York.
question for you though. Then, do you know Steve Basic? A guy
Steve
named
Basic.
Steve Basic. I think he played the Beast in like in one of the X-Men films where he wasn't in it a whole lot, you know, and then they developed the character in the next one. But he's
Yeah,
because
no,
he's from Canada. I thought you might know him. He's
Lot
like
of-
a big
Oh,
guy.
no.
A lot of actors we know are from Canada. I'd like to work with you one day. I think it'd be fun off the set. We'd have a lot of fun because you're a fun guy. You're a nice guy. We like you, even though you try to scare the shit out of everybody. Make ugly.
Well, that's only when I'm doing those type of films.
I know
You
that,
know,
but I
I cross over. I do comedy. I do everything.
Yeah, but did you see the picture Jimmy put up on Facebook on the internet? Oh my God, that face could scare the hell out of anyone.
He's talking about your headshot. He thinks your headshot's scary looking
Oh,
because you're not smiling in it like you
no,
are
your
now.
headshot is like I'm gonna fuck you over, and that's why all the publicity I did for you being on the show was, oh, when I get him, I'm gonna knock him on his ass. He don't scare me. That little runt, he's nothing. You know, and I did that publicity, so everybody said they're gonna watch the show to hear me fight with you. So I got to do a minute of fighting with you. Listen, you big jerk. You think you're so fucking.
Hey,
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, well, I'm tough.
you better just sit back in that chair, little man.
You little skinny,
Little man.
you little skinny runt. You're no good for nothing, little bum. You piece of shit crap pot. I hate you. You think you're scaring me? You're nothing. I heard that you're a hairdresser.
Yeah. Well, wait a second. Let's talk about something.
That is a bad joke, my friend. That is a bad joke.
So I know that you through Main Entertainment, you've done 2 movies. Penance Lane is one of them. I wrote down
Yes, and
starring you.
Compound Fracture is the first one. So we did Compound Fracture was our first film. Penance Lane was the second one. And then now we're doing this graphic novel. So if everybody would jump over to Kickstarter and support, I would greatly appreciate it.
Yeah.
So tell us, Penance Lane, Tyler Main, John Schneider, Scout, Taylor Compton, Daniel Roebuck, Diamond Dallas Page, which I think he just goes by Dallas Page maybe now. But so what is Penance Lane about?
Penance Lane is about a family or a guy that has people that are doing body harvesting in the basement of their house. So it's along the same sort of lines. You know, there's a horror for you that, you know, but and that's another topic, you know, that people don't realize.
Body harvesting.
Yeah, I mean, organ harvesting is a big thing. People don't realize it, you know. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff going on in this crazy world we live in.
What do you mean? What do they do? I gotta find out about this. What, they kill people and put them in the basement for what reason?
Well, no, they'll harvest their organs to sell on the black market.
Oh.
They keep them in the basement and take out their kidneys and their livers
yeah.
and their hearts and their brains.
Well, I hope they never take out my penis because the guy that gets it's going to be so fucking lucky.
So you guys can follow Tyler on Instagram. He's at Real Tyler Main. Some of the things that you might have seen Tyler in also, he was Sabretooth in the X-Men, which you were like so good
We've
at.
never met you in person, have we?
No, we have
That
not.
sucks. We got to really meet it. What are the red carpet? You don't go to red carpets, huh?
Yeah, I'm in Atlanta now.
You what?
He's in Atlanta.
I'm based out of Atlanta now.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. Hollywood is where you want to go to the red carpets to be seen.
Well, that is true. That is true. I got my share of them when I was there. I used to live there for a long time. I moved just before COVID.
Actually, we are going.
Where are you exactly?
Not exactly.
I don't
I'm
know.
just outside of Atlanta, Georgia,
Oh.
right by Pinewood Studios, or it's Trillith now, Trillith Studios.
Everything is real. Is everything really happening in Atlanta now, like they say?
Well, right now with the strike, nothing's happening. But yes, filming is huge here in Georgia because there's great tax incentives and all of that. So yeah, filming is huge here. Marvel does a lot of stuff here. DC does a lot of stuff here. A lot of top productions here.
Have you been to Tyler's studio yet?
I have not been to Tyler's studio, but I have some friends that work there and have worked there.
I'm trying to see it. I heard it's a city. It's a world.
Yes.
It's unbelievable.
Actually, we will get to meet you because my whole production crew and team that I work with on like 6 movies, they're all in Atlanta and South Carolina, and we're shooting everything in Atlanta.
There you go. Yeah.
So
Maybe
we'll
you'll be in
you.
one of the. Put him in one of the movies.
Well, depends. He doesn't exactly fit for the ones that we.
He could be in the trafficking movie.
He could be in the trafficking movie.
I'm playing a tough FBI guy or whatever the fuck I am. But yeah, he could be one. He could be like my.
I'm gonna work on some shit because I would love that work with you in something.
All he has to make is that evil face. It's wonderful.
I know. I like that.
Well, like when you get the bad guy, you make that evil.
Yeah,
face.
exactly.
The audience will start doing this, like get him. I could be very evil, as you saw. So when I played whatever I am, detective, FBI, whatever, I play it really mean and rotten. And people.
So wait, go back. Tell us what. I didn't know you were in Doom Patrol. I wrote Doom Patrol. Devil's Rejects. Everybody on the planet has seen. Jupiter's Legacy was a great one. Joe Dirt, the Scorpion King. So tell us, what is Compound Fracture about?
Compound Fracture is boy, we did that so long ago. I forgot what the storyline is for that one. Whew.
Are you a bad guy? Are you pretty much all? Well, no, I know in playing for Keith. What was it called? Playing for Keith.
Playing with Fire. Playing with Fire.
That's a comedy. So that one I know.
Yeah, that's a comedy. Yeah. So I do cross the board quite a bit, but people, if they want to see Compound Fracture, can go online. I believe it's on streaming services right now and stuff. So Compound Fracture and Penance Lane are both out there. So please check them out. And then move on to this graphic novel and get your copies for everybody.
I think you totally have to make the graphic novel into either a TV series or a film.
It will.
Like that's
that's what we're hoping for, but we have to get the backing behind it. If people back this and help us take this to the real heights that we want to have it at, then proof of concept is there. So
Tyler,
Oh yeah, it is.
wait,
That's
hang on.
true.
Tyler, I have to satisfy I call them the yentas, the snoopy, nosy people watching our show.
He didn't listen to something you said earlier. You'll see now when he asks you this. Go ahead.
What?
Go ahead.
No. Is your wife pretty? How long are you married, and do you have children?
My wife is gorgeous. We've been married. We've been together since 2001. We've been married since 2007. And I have 2 children from a past marriage.
So now
And
is your
we have 3 rescue dogs and 2 rescue cats.
Oh
We
yeah!
have 3 rescue dogs also.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Is your wife an actress?
She is. Yes, she is.
Have we seen her or anything?
Yeah, she's done episode of the Wonder Years, The Game,
Renee Hill?
Yearlings.
Gearlings. Yeah, she's done quite a bit of stuff since she's come here.
Is she a screen queen?
She is actually in Penance Lane. She's playing the evil doll-faced girl in Penance Lane. So yeah, she's pretty vicious in that.
I love it. And she's a big comic book person working with all the comic people.
Yeah.
Oh, she's involved with the comics?
Yes, she's the one who's worked with all the comic companies and who helped put this together. And if you guys go to,
wait a minute.
if
Now,
you go to
wait a
Tyler's
minute.
Instagram, you can see her, you guys, and you can listen to them talking
I'm
about
not
the new
finished.
comic
I'm
book.
not finished with my private interview. Now, are you happily married, or is a chance you're going to get rid of her and you're available for the women out there that are watching you now?
I am so happily married. She's going nowhere.
So
Good.
the women out there that desire you, it's tough luck.
I'm sorry.
See
Yeah.
that, girls? Ladies, no good. Not going to get them. The marriage is good. Now, the most important question is they want to know your shoe size.
15.
A bunch of women just fainted.
I actually told him 17 earlier before you came.
I know of 3 queens.
I'll take that couple inches.
I know of 3 queens in Palm Springs who just fell in love.
So hold on, let me say this one. I just want to keep saying it so when people watch this. So you guys, all you gotta do is go to Kickstarter, plug in The Last Spartan, Red Tape, or Tyler Maine. The Kickstarter comes up. There's so many great options. One of the cool options is you can get the Halloween special cover, and you can get it autographed, and you can get it autographed by Tyler. And that's something that then you can have as a keepsake forever in your collection.
And those, believe it or not, those autographs go up in value.
Absolutely, he's Tyler
Yeah,
Maine.
and we also have one of my favorite perks that we have is Coffee and Comics, which is deliverfund.org, the company that I've been working with to help raise awareness about human trafficking. They have their own coffee blend, so you can get 12 ounces of their coffee and the graphic novel, so you can have a great cup of coffee in the morning and a great read. So, and those proceeds go to Deliver Fund. So you would be helping out a organization that is taking down human traffickers.
I have to say, I have to give you kudos actually, because I know we know a lot of people, just like you do. We know a lot of people, and I don't know that I've met as many celebrities who actually would go to a Comic-Con and do a photo op and give the money away, to a charity. And so I want to give you props for that, and it's a really important charity. So I think kudos to that, and I really hope that the comic book raises $250,000.
Right.
I would love that. So please send everybody our way.
Absolutely. I'm sharing all your stuff on Instagram. So as I see it, I'm sharing it all to everybody, and
I'm
we'll
sure,
see what we can do.
Tyler, if you do get in the movie about trafficking, you and I will have no problem acting, because all we have to do is show our true feelings. We'll win an Academy Award. Because
there you go.
Really, when I do my lines, they're going to come from my heart.
Yeah.
Because I'm so against this human trafficking, the abuse of children. I was an abused little boy at 4 years old in the Brooklyn projects. Won't go into nothing penetrating or anything like that. But a porter of the building took me in the basement, made me pull my pants down, and I went upstairs and I told my mother, the guy threw water on my coolie. That was the extent of it. but it's never left me.
Yeah.
It's interfered with my life still at 83 years old.
Right.
So the damage done to a child by
Yeah.
an adult, my feelings is that adults should be executed because we don't need people like that on this planet.
That is true. That is true.
Children,
The children are emotionally scarred for the rest of their life.
the rest of their
There,
life.
there are organizations out there that help to deal with it, but with my talking to professionals, they say if someone is gone for 72 hours, it's really hard to get them back to their state of mind that they were before.
Yeah.
There was always that there, and you will always have that scar. But the longer they are trafficked, the longer they are gone, the harder to bring them back is, and that is something serious to consider also.
Do you know who Jane Russell was? The movie star Jane Russell. She was my best friend for years. And she told me that most children that are sexually assaulted or whatever become gay. And she said to me, that could very well be why you're gay, because of that experience. I said, if anything, that would make me the opposite of gay, because I was so opposed to it as a 4-year-old child. But when an adult takes a child away from innocence and brings it to that world of perversion,
it's despicable.
It's a shadow you never leave.
Yeah.
Shadow.
Yeah.
So everyone out there, please support this magazine.
Comic book, graphic novel.
Traffic.
So what's actually the difference between a graphic novel and a comic book? Just the amount of pages?
Yeah, because you have the several different stories together and the pages together. A comic book is usually around 22 pages, I believe, and the graphic novel's in the 144 range, so it's got a fuller storyline.
And then will you, after this is all put together, you guys will distribute the comic book to like Barnes and Nobles and all those kinds of places?
Well, right now, this is the only place to get it. So please go to the Kickstarter. We don't have plans after that to distribute it at all.
You can purchase it in June.
No, you purchase it now. You get it.
Purchase it now,
Okay.
and it will be delivered to you in June. Yeah.
Well, you heard it here, you guys. You're not going to be able to get this thing. So if you don't get it on the Kickstarter, then you're not going to be able to get it. And this is something everybody's going to want to get. It's done by super professional people in the industry. It stars Tyler Mane, your favorite actor and horror movie character. And everybody should support it because actually it's going for a really good cause.
If you're a collector, you want to have this issue. This way you can keep it. And maybe 20 or 30 years from now, it'll be worth a hell of a lot more than you paid for it. So there's a lot of good sides to this. You're helping people. You're going to make money on it. It's a wonderful idea.
So we have 2 minutes left. Real quick, do you save all your you don't have your Sabretooth costume and do you have your Sabretooth costume and your Michael Myers costumes and masks and stuff?
I have some stuff. I like to keep something from every film that I've done. That's just me. I've got my Troy outfit that I wore in Troy. I've got the Halloween knife. I've got from X-Men. I've got the Wolverine dog tags that I took and the fingertips and stuff like that. So I try and keep something from everything I do.
You display them all someplace?
Yeah, but wait a minute. Does wardrobe come after you?
Well, I run real quick.
Yeah, because any film that I've been in, I always used to say, "Can I have a little something?" They say no. Wardrobe and
not Tyler Mane.
No, I'm not.
No, wait. Do you display it all?
I have some stuff. A lot of the stuff is probably just stuffed in a closet somewhere. I should bring it out and put it on display.
Like a museum for everything. That would be cool.
It's part of who you are, and you should put it in your house. This way you can look at it and say, feel good about yourself. That's me.
I love it.
I have the movie poster, a lot of the movie posters up, and then my wife goes, "There's no more room for your posters. We're running out of wall space, and not another one." So I'm like, okay.
But you're gonna have to have one for the last Spartan. She'll have to add at least one more.
And do like I do. I have them all reduced, and they become one big painting. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah,
A collage.
collage. Yeah.
All right, everybody. So we got like 30 seconds left. So please go to Kickstarter, plug in The Last Spartan, Red Tape. Let's make this project go through the roof. Starring Tyler Mane. You got Sons of Anarchy meets the Punisher in Atlanta's underworld of the human trafficking. See the underworld. It's a collectible item. Please get it. Tyler, I wish you all the best with it, and we hope it knocks it out of the park, and we want to thank you for coming on the show. You're always a great guest, and you're always a lot of fun.
And maybe we'll see you in June so we can show the magazine.
Yeah, absolutely.
There we go. Yeah. Yeah,
Right?
that would be great.
We have a date sometime in June.
There we go.
We're going to be shooting in Atlanta, so I'm going to send you a
Yeah,
little
we'll-
message
you
when
know,
we get there.
we're
Yeah, I'll
moving.
see you guys then.
We're moving to the East Coast in about 6 months. We're moving to Southampton.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
But then
So
we're on the East Coast to
we'll
work in
be up
Atlanta.
We'll be up and down the East Coast.
All right,
Yeah.
so we're good to go. All right, Tyler,
Great.
thank you so much.
Tyler,
Please say
take
hello
care,
to your
babe.
wife, and good luck with the project. We wish you all
Thank
the
you guys for having me. I appreciate all your support, everybody.
And I hope I didn't scare you so much that you won't sleep tonight.
I don't know. I'm
I
a
hope I
little.
didn't scare you so much. I hope not.
All right, everybody, we'll see you next week.
Bye-bye,
Have a
baby.
great weekend. Thanks, Tyler.
Thank
Bye.
you guys.
Yay.
Bye-bye. Woo.
Can turn out to be so wrong.
Yeah, we in the mix. Yeah, we in the mix. It's another episode. Here we go. The Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. Interviewing the hottest, newest, and truest of today's celebrities. Make sure to subscribe so you can get notified weekly. Jimmy Star, he's the king of cool. Ron Russell, he's a gorgeous dude. Chat room is live and you would be a fool not to vibe with us at the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. Come watch it live on W4CY Radio. Miss some past episodes? Download on iTunes. The Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. It's the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell.